Dallas Cowboys, who failed to find victory in their first NFL season, open their second with a tough assignment.
Catch at the 5, touchdown! Would you believe it?
Jimmy Johnson's taken his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best. Oh, what a play! Move over, sweetness. Make a place for Emmett. Go, score. 5 touchdown passes for Tony Romo.
By the end of the 1950s, the NFL was ready to grow beyond its 12 existing teams. After lengthy debate, the league chose Dallas for its first expansion market, awarding the franchise to millionaire Clint Murkison. Tex Schramm's first move as general manager was finding a head coach for the new team called the Cowboys. He chose Giants assistant Tom Landry, then assembled a squad without the benefit of a single college draft choice.
The fact was that we didn't have any football players. And then when we went to the owners, they said, well, we'll give you 3 players off each team. So that's where we started. We got all the bad players, and you can imagine there wasn't many teams that could be, lower than we were.
We had players not show up for practice. We had some not show up for games, and it was a different kind of a group.
The Cowboys' first season was disastrous, but hardly dull to the football-crazy fans of Dallas.
Back in those days, everything was exciting, even losses, because we were starting, we were struggling, and every day was a new experience. Obviously, when you're starting a new football team, you're looking for the first win. And the first year, that eluded us. That year when we got a tie, that was a big accomplishment. That was the same as one of the biggest victories that we might have had in a Super Bowl or anything, because we had finally done something other than lose.
That first season, we lost 11 ball games. We tied 1. Deep down, we all like to pull for the underdog, too. So I think there was a spark of interest that started there from that first year.
On opening day of year 2, the Cowboys earned their first victory. In year 3, they became the first NFL team ever to post a pair of 100-yard plays in the same game.
Philadelphia fighting back. King Hill, the quarterback, looking for McDonald. Mike Gector with the steal. He can fly. 20, 30. Gector is gone. 100 yards, and the Cowboys score again.
The team's first great star was their very first draft choice, Bob Lilly, number 74, a homegrown defensive tackle from Texas Christian. Lilly did his best to execute the schemes of Landry's newfangled flex defense, and a rookie fullback named Don Perkins brought his coach's innovative multiple-set offense to life.
He was in the toughest times. Boy, when you were playing back in the 60s, 61, when we didn't have much going for us, the guy was a remarkable runner, a great pass blocker, and one of our best players in our history.
He was our primary back in the I formation, and you think most of the time your tailback would be the primary guy, but we didn't have anybody nearly as effective as Don was at running the ball.
Even with Perkins and Lilly playing at all pro levels, the Cowboys kept struggling through the early 60s. After 5 years, they still hadn't come close to posting a winning season, and Landry was more than a little concerned.
65, we were picked to win the Eastern Division by Sports Illustrated. We finished the first half of the year at 3-4. We lost to Pittsburgh up there the 7th game. And he said, I just felt like when I came here that the flex defense and multiple offense was going to be the offense and defense of the future. And He said, I feel like I've let y'all down, and he started weeping. And I don't know what that did, but I think it touched all of us. And that was the beginning of the Dallas Cowboys, really.
I don't want to confuse you, but on a brown slip, your play now is 57, wing down and in.
The Cowboys rallied to finish 1965 at 7-7, then began a remarkable run of 20 straight winning seasons, a record that no other NFL team before or since has ever equaled. By 1966, Sunday afternoons at the Cotton Bowl had become the hottest ticket in Big D. The Cowboys established themselves as the class of the Eastern Conference, posting the first winning record in franchise history. The aptly named Doomsday Defense emerged as one of the league's best, boasting such stars as linebackers Leroy Jordan and Chuck Howley. In the secondary, future Hall of Famer Mel Renfro, number 20, was on his way to becoming the Cowboys' all-time leading interceptor. And to this day, Renfro still holds the Dallas record for kickoff return average and touchdowns. But while Renfro used his sprinter speed to break open games and break up pass plays, he was a virtual slowpoke compared to former Olympic gold medalist Bob Hayes.
Many great track names have sought football fame, but Bob Hayes is a football player who just happens to be the world's fastest living human.
What we were looking for at that time is to separate ourselves from the rest of the pack, and the thing that made us separate is the speed of a Bobby Hayes. Bobby brought a trump card to the game in that, hey, you better be aware that that guy out there is different.
Bob Hayes had a huge impact on the way the game was played in the 60s. As a matter of fact, the way it's played today. He didn't redefine a position. He changed an entire game.
Your defensive back would say, I can't cover Hayes. I can't cover it. You know that. If you call a blitz, I'm finished.
Hayes was the Cowboys' ultimate weapon. Quarterback Don Meredith was the ultimate leader.
Wing zig out. We're cutting them. I'll tell you what, let's just group together. Everything's going all right. We're just making some mistakes, and those things, we'll get them over with. We're going to whip them. We're going to whip them. Let's get on.
He always had his finger on the pulse of the team, on everybody, from the offense to the defense, to the star player, to the last guy on the bench. He cared about everybody. And I believe part of it was cunning. Part of it was just pure, sheer animal cunning, knowing that a team didn't win unless you did that.
Dandy Don led Dallas to consecutive league championship games against Green Bay, putting a scare in the Packers both times.
A long one, and it is complete to Frank Clark. And Clark takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Meredith on a pitch out to Reeves. But this one's going to be a halfback option. Renzo all by himself takes it in for the touchdown as the Packers were caught napping.
Unfortunately, the Cowboys came up on the short end each time, losing in heartbreaking fashion. Over the next few seasons, he grew into a recurring nightmare that would not end.
Watching that game from the sideline, it was like a horror story being played out. And I was part of it, and it was real, and I was being chased by the monster.
We went up against the Packers twice, when the Packers were at the top of their game, and we were just, new boys on the block. And so no one expected us to win against the Packers, but we took them down to the wire both times. And so the next 2 years, we lost to Cleveland twice by big scores. The next year, we went into the Super Bowl against Baltimore, and that was a heartbreaker, the Baltimore game, because we had the game a couple of times. We made a couple of errors that cost us a game. And then that's where we started. The press and everything said, well, you can't win the big one.
This was the Cowboys who had the mocking title of next year's champions.
And yes, there was a very definite sense that this team mopped up on the easy ones and then had trouble against a quality opposition.
That's what all the publications said, Dallas Cowboys bridesmaids of the NFL. I'll never forget that title as long as I live. We had one goal, that was to go back to the Super Bowl and win it.
Go hard, that away, go hard, go hard.
Tom Landry began the 1971 season facing a difficult choice, who to start at quarterback, incumbent Craig Morton or combative challenger Roger Staubach.
Okay, and then
Roger was the type of guy that he couldn't be friends with his competitors.
He knew that I wanted this job, though, so we weren't friends.
It was a very tough decision for me to decide which one was going to lead us into the 70s.
There was a quiet confidence that we would get there in 1971, and lo and behold, that season started out, just in a disaster. I mean, at one point we were 4-3, and a lot of people like to point to the Dwayne Thomas situation. A lot of it had to do with his contract. Dwayne felt that he was underpaid. It bothered him a whole lot. It was a very intriguing thing as a member of the Cowboys, because it was very disconcerting to a lot of people to have this guy who was a member of the team and a very integral part of the team, and he never said a word.
I made a statement prior to going into the season. I said, gentlemen, this is my last interview. Believe me, guess what? I'm going to work. See, we were brought up this way. When you're working, you don't talk, because you get more things done.
Dwayne's deafening silence didn't keep him from leading Dallas in rushing, and when Landry finally settled on a quarterback by picking Staubach over Morton, the Cowboys won 9 straight games and a return trip to the Super Bowl.
I think Roger was a difference. He gave them the feeling that they were never out of a game. This team really felt good about itself, did not feel inferior anymore, did not fear the big game anymore. As a matter of fact, look forward to it.
When we won our first Super Bowl against Miami, this team knew they were going to win. I mean, very seldom do you ever go into a game where you're sure you're going to win. To see Greasy there on fading back into Bob Lilly, and then we're after him, he went and lost about 30 yards on one play in that ball game. You knew you had the win when that was taking place.
Dwayne Thomas was the silent juggernaut the Dolphins couldn't stop, rushing for nearly 100 yards and a score, while Staubach added a pair of touchdown passes to go with his game MVP honors.
And Staubach drops back to pass. That's up. Pass to the end zone. Touchdown! It's the hammer, Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka, super catch.
We're champions, #1. Dallas Cowboys.
That locker room scene, I'd give anything just to relive it every day, because it's the happiest I've ever been as an athlete.
I had a cigar somebody gave me, and for me to smoke it after we won the Super Bowl. And I really didn't smoke at that time, but I put that cigar in my mouth and lit it up and blew smoke all over everybody.
For a winning team, I think the dressing room was unusually quiet. I mean, there wasn't champagne flowing everywhere and people dunking people in the shower and stuff like that. It was more of a subdued atmosphere in the fact that, yeah, we have finally done what we set out to do. It was a relief, and I think people finally realized we could win the big one.
Well, it feels, you can't imagine how it feels, because you never suffered with us like we've suffered, in those losses in the last 4 years. It's a great reward for these fellows who worked so hard to get there.
The hard work continued from the rugged Doomsday defense. The relentless pursuit put Dallas in conference title games in both 1972 and 73. But in 1974, the Cowboys failed to make it to postseason for the first time in 8 years, and many of their legendary players were headed out to pasture.
It was a year that we weren't expected to do anything. The previous year had been the first year we'd been out of the playoffs in many years. We had lost a large number of our more famous players, such as Bob Lilly, and we were kind of looked upon as rebuilding, as that famous word.
Coach Landry didn't rebuild. He reloaded. Good horse sense had corralled a herd of thoroughbred defensive talent in recent college drafts, and after Staubach strung together a pair of upset road playoff victories, the surprising 75 Cowboys were on their way to Miami and Super Bowl 10. Few of the so-called experts had even picked Dallas to make it this far, and nobody believed they could upset defending world champion Pittsburgh. This time the experts were right. Dallas fell, but not before mounting a fourth-quarter comeback that nearly stole one from the Steelers. The Cowboys were just one missing piece of the puzzle away from becoming champions again. And in 1977, they found that missing piece in the form of Rookie of the Year Tony Dorsett.
The handoff goes to Dorsett, dances in the secondary and heads left. The 30, front right. To the 50, to the 40. He's going to score an 84-yard touchdown. Tony Dorsett, 84 yards on the touchdown.
With Dorsett gobbling up yardage and young defensive talent like Thomas Hollywood Henderson transforming turnovers into touchdowns, Dallas equaled the franchise record of 12 wins, much to the surprised delight of their coach.
Now, this team is an interesting team because I can't read them. They look like out in practice they're relaxed when they ought to be serious, and I think they're going to have a bad game, and then all of a sudden they come up with a great game.
The Cowboys saved their greatest game for Super Bowl XII, a performance many still regard among the most dominant in franchise history. Facing Craig Morton and the Denver Broncos, co-MVPs Harvey Martin and Randy White terrorized their former teammate, holding the Broncos to a puny 35 passing yards. Meanwhile, the Cowboys' prolific air game was a marvel to behold.
A three-man rush again. Roger goes deep across the middle, way downfield, and Butch Johnson caught! Touchdown! A sensational diving catch! Pitch out. Newhouse goes left, pulls up, wants to pass, fires it deep for goalie Richards. Caught! Touchdown!
For the second time in the 70s, Dallas had won a world championship, while giving Tom Landry another victory ride on pro football's grandest stage. In 1979, the Cowboys made a Super Bowl appearance for the 5th time in the decade.
The late blitz, and Bradshaw fumbles the ball, picks it up, rolls out. Caught and dropped by Thomas Hollywood. It's picked up now by Hickman. And in for a touchdown.
A seesaw battle then turned on a fateful third-quarter play.
Roger back to throw, has a man open in the end zone. Caught, touchdown, dropped in the end zone. Jackie Smith all by himself. Oh, bless his heart, he's got to be the sickest man in America.
Once again, the Cowboys made the Steelers sweat with a furious fourth-quarter rally, only to fall short in the closing seconds. In 5 Super Bowls of the 70s, the 3 Dallas defeats were by a grand total of 11 points. During the decade, the Cowboys won more games than any other NFL team. They set standards on the field and crafted cutting-edge concepts that everyone else rushed to imitate. The man with the plan that made it all work was Tom Landry.
The multitude of things that he was innovative. I mean, if you look at football and you just think in terms of things that we take for granted, the 4-3 defense. I mean, he was instrumental in developing that. The famed umbrella, which was the forerunner of the zone defenses, Tom Landry. If you go to the other side of the ball, the multiple offenses, shifting, trying to use motion to manipulate the defense, Tom Landry again. In the 70s, when teams started using the nickel, one of the things Tom Landry came up with was resurrecting the old shotgun and using that in passing situations. When you think about myself, I mean, I was drafted by a computer. How many teams were using computers to analyze prospective draftees? The Cowboys were the first.
The task of replenishing the talent pool was entrusted to a former baby photographer named Gil Brandt. Brandt's bold ideas changed personnel procedures league-wide, and his knack for finding college prospects in odd places made him a scouting legend.
We were technologically a little advanced over other teams in the draft back then. I don't know, Gil Brandt came in and did a fantastic job of getting players who'd played track and played Bob Hayes and Mel Renfro. Rayfield Wright was a kid from a little bitty school up in the Carolinas. Jethro P. was also. George Andre, he played for Marquette, and they dropped football, and so he didn't get to play his senior year. And Cornell Green, who was a basketball player. Pete Gent was a basketball player.
Gent was also a talented author. Drawing on his experiences with the Cowboys, he wrote a best-selling and groundbreaking novel that shook the NFL to its very foundations.
It's the first time that anybody who played the game wrote about it in a candid way. He let people inside. He let them see the things that they didn't normally otherwise see, and he did it in the context of a really compelling, dramatic story.
A couple of prominent teammates that I have a lot of respect for, well, basically their comments were it was all a bunch of baloney, it's not true and everything. It saddened me to think that, well, why don't you just tell the truth? You know, why do you have to skirt the issue? I mean, it really did happen. You know it happened. I know it happened.
The success of the book only reinforced what had become a cultural phenomenon. The Cowboys had transcended their status as a championship football team. They were now the most recognized and commercialized force in American sports, thanks to the vision of one man.
You don't really get America's team image by one thing. It's a combination of a lot of different things. We tried to emphasize style and class in the things that we did. We tried to get as much national exposure as we could.
Uniform design, luxury skyboxes, and a weekly team newspaper came from Schramm. But his creation of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders attracted more attention than all the rest. Two made-for-TV movies about the squad are still among the top-rated programs in broadcast history. The cheerleaders' blend of glamour and performance were a key component to Texas' vision of sports entertainment.
Schramm was a very clever marketer, and he understood the value of NFL properties in the marketing of cowboy items. He began to build on that idea of Dallas being the team that everybody in America likes. Thanksgiving Day games, on doubleheader games, we get 5 or 6 nationally televised games a year. People who didn't have teams in their states started following us.
The player who best symbolized the Cowboys' quest to become America's team was Roger Staubach, a modern-day straight-shooting Western hero.
Staubach had come out of 4 years with the Navy and become our quarterback, and he was an all-American type guy.
I think the biggest thing about Roger was the fact that he never quit. It didn't matter how much the Cowboys were down. I remember in San Francisco, they were ahead of us 14 or 15 points, and it was 3 minutes to go or something, and they were coming by our bench and hollering obscene things at us and calling us losers. And I'll never forget, Roger pulled the game out, and a few seconds before it was over, completed the pass, and we beat them.
It was the beginning time for the great comebacks that Roger is so well known for throughout his career. When we won that game against San Francisco, from that moment on, no matter how much time was left in the ballgame, I always believed that Roger could win the game.
Staubach became part of NFL mythology when he rallied his losing team with the play now known as the Hail Mary pass.
Well, the Cowboys need a miracle. Roger takes the snap, pumps it once. He's going long, down the near sideline for Drew Pearson. Pearson makes the catch at the 5, touchdown! Staubach hit Pearson on a 50-yard touchdown. Would you believe it?
Captain Comeback was much more than the savior of lost causes. He was also Roger the Dodger, a breathtaking escape artist who rambled and scrambled on the football field, but seldom strayed from home and hearth.
Roger, you have an all-American image. You're kind of a straight guy. Do you enjoy it, or is it a burden?
You interviewed Joe Namath. Everyone in the world compares me to Joe Namath, you know, as far as, you know, the idea of off the field. He's single, bachelor swinging, I'm married and family, and, you know, he's having all the fun. And, you know, I enjoy sex as much as Joe Namath. Only I do it with one girl, you know.
There you go.
But it's still fun.
The fun also came from watching Roger make football miracles. Beyond all the Dallas imagery, Staubach's heroics, more than anything else, made the Cowboys America's team. In the last regular season game he would ever play, Roger brought Dallas back from 17 and 13-point deficits to steal the division title from arch rival Washington.
You gotta love them. I mean, you gotta love the Cowboys. They're the most exciting team in the NFL. They can pull it out.
School was out. It was going to happen, and I think everybody in the stadium knew it.
42 seconds left in the game. Redskins lead by 6. Staubach throwing in the end zone. Cody Hill! Touchdown! Cody Hill! The Cowboys have won the East. The Cowboys have come from behind.
It was one of those routine Staubach spectaculars. Simply the impossible may come true. There was none better at that.
Each autumn since 1960, the teams from Washington and Dallas have waged football's epic Battle of the Old West. Cowboys versus Redskins, a modern-day range war, and the NFL's most bitter rivalry. It's more than a feud between division foes. It's a clash between two cities and two franchises who truly despise each other.
If you aren't the Cowboys, you better hate the Redskins. It was just that way.
They always had a better-than-you aloofness to them. I guess it was their attitude that upset a lot of our guys.
It's been a series with as many plot twists and colorful characters as a Louis L'Amour Western, and it all began over a song. Back in 1959, the last thing Washington owner George Preston Marshall wanted was any new Sun Belt team cutting into his profitable Redskins Southern Broadcasting Network. He considered everything below the Mason-Dixon line his territory and was prepared to stop anyone who got in his way.
There's no excuse for expansion in the National Football League.
And in 1960, the NFL wanted to bring Dallas into the league. One of the ways the Dallas owners were able to strong-arm George into voting for a Dallas franchise was they went out and they bought the rights to hail to the Redskins and threatened not to let George play at Redskin games until he agreed to let Dallas come into the league. And George, needing that song, having to have that song, relented and voted to let him into the league.
From then on, Marshall was singing mostly sad songs as the expansion Cowboys enjoyed surprising success against Washington. By the late 60s, Dallas was winning virtually every game in the series, so the Redskins went out and brought in a new coaching administration to the nation's capital, the legendary George Allen.
George Allen is what made the Redskin-Cowboy rivalry. I think if anybody has a misconception that it wasn't his creation, they're wrong. George would come up with these different things. You gotta hate the Cowboys. Gee, look, they think they're better than everybody else. They don't run a hard-nosed, tough football like we do. We want to turn this into a fist fight. We want to turn this into a brawl. It's not going to be fancy. It's going to be blood and guts, go after nose-to-nose football.
Clearly, the Cowboys were more talented than the Redskins, so Allen looked for any psychological edge to give his team an advantage.
One year, we had to fly to Dallas to play the Cowboys on Turkey Day. And we were really beat up, had a bunch of guys hurt, so George came in the meeting and he said, okay, I'm going to Dallas by myself. He said, everybody else is staying here. He said, and I got a hold of Landry. He's leaving his players at home too. And he said, we're going to walk out, me from my side and Landry from his. And he said, winner take all. He said, I want to slam him in the ground. I want to kick him in the groin. And I tell you, you're talking about a bunch of grown men laughing. Boy, we laughed so hard.
I mean, I wanted to strangle George Allen. I wanted to get my hands on him. I was hoping somebody would knock me out of bounds on their bench right into the middle of George Allen.
Roger Staubach and company. Roger Staubach, Tom Landry, Tex Ram. Here we go.
Allen's head games had the Cowboys believing their practices were being watched by Washington spies.
If an airplane flew over or a helicopter came anywhere close to our practice field, we stopped what we were doing. And I know that we had a hotel at the end of our practice field, and all those rooms would always be rented out the week we played the Washington Redskins, and we'd have scouts going back to make sure there was nobody in the rooms.
Yes, sir, this rivalry had everything. From espionage and paranoia to the personal attacks Redskins tackle Darren Talbert made on Roger Staubach.
Darren and I really went at it as far as a dislike, and he started it. He started calling me a few names.
And it would make Roger so mad, you know. And I kept saying to Roger, now, Roger, he's just trying to get you mad, you know.
In 1974, Talbert also knocked Roger out on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys were losing big and only had a rookie quarterback to turn to.
There'd been a lot of talk in that particular game. Darren Talbert actually came out and said they were going to knock Roger out. Landry came out and said, well, they're talking. Said they're going to knock Roger out, and all we've got left is that rookie, you know, nameless rookie. And then he just kind of would turn his head and look at me like this. I was afraid they weren't going to sit me in. You know, that was all they had left there, because one of the biggest nightmares of head coaching in the NFL is to send in the rookie. But I was confident. You know, I felt like at the time I was a gunfighter with a football. If there was somebody open, I could hit him.
Trailing 16-3, Longley led Dallas to a trio of second-half touchdowns, including the game winner to Drew Pearson in the final seconds as the Cowboys frustrated the Redskins again. Games like this turned up the rivalry's intensity on the field, and the passion often boiled over into the stands as well.
Some fan hits me over the head with a beer bottle, and I thought about going up in the stands, and I said, no, I'm not going to do this. And I looked around, and there's Randy White, and he said, let's go. So we dove up into the stands, both Randy and I, and we were just hitting everybody. Of course, we were in full armor.
A Redskin fan poured a beer over my sister's head, and my brother came across two rows and decked the guy, and by the time he hit the floor, my mother had a blackjack in her pocketbook, and she was beating on this guy.
Back at home, Dallas fans could be equally nasty, but usually in a more subtle manner.
First game of the regular season, we play the Cowboys at Texas Stadium. I throw 5 interceptions in that football game. It was ugly. It just happens to be September 9th, which is my birthday. I'm sitting on the bench, and all of a sudden, everybody in Texas Stadium starts saying, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. And I'm sitting there going,
The rivalry continues even now, but today's players will be hard-pressed to equal the passion of the old days.
There always will be something between the Indians and the Cowboys, you know, and there's still a history that people do remember, but I haven't seen it as intense as it was in the 70s.
As the 1980s began, the Cowboys bid farewell to their brightest star.
The system was successful before me. It's been successful in the 70s with me, and it'll be successful without me. The system is not impersonal at all. It's a bunch of people that know what they're doing. Of course, the nuts and bolts of the Dallas Cowboys is a man that wears a funny hat on the sidelines. I wasn't going to do this, but Tom Landry is the nuts and bolts, and I appreciate him. I appreciate my teammates through the years, because I'm one that's been successful in this system. There's been a lot of good ones, and there'll be many more good ones.
And the good times did continue, thanks in large part to Doomsday. Roger Staubach may have hung up his spurs, but more than enough talent remained, especially on defense, to keep the Cowboys on top of the mountain. From Too Tall Jones and Randy the Manster White to Charlie Waters, Bob Brunig, and Harvey Martin, the Dallas defense of the 80s continued to terrorize NFL opponents every Sunday. Like a mighty river, the Doomsday defense kept rolling along. The biggest change came on offense, where longtime understudy quarterback Danny White finally got his chance to emerge from Staubach's shadow.
Danny knew that I think he would have his time because Roger came in so late, 27 before he ever started, and he would end. And I think that had a little bit of a bearing on Roger's retirement. I think he felt, that Danny was ready.
White was both ready and able. In his first year as starter, he broke the team record for touchdown passes in a season, while the Cowboys scored the most points in their history. But some Dallas fans remained unconvinced that Danny could ever take the place of Captain America.
He's not the pressure quarterback that Roger was.
Roger's a legend. Danny will never be like that.
The quality in the clutch, I just don't think he has it.
White proved otherwise with his miracle finish against the Falcons in the 1980 divisional playoffs.
He was a different Danny White. He was commanding, he was demanding. It seemed like he got more vocal. It seemed like he was waiting for this one situation in his career. And now this is my opportunity to put the ghost of Roger Staubach in the closet where it belonged at that time.
Danny White with one running back. Here comes the blitz again. Danny back to throw into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! And Roger Staubach, who threw to Drew so many times, just turned around and said, I don't believe it.
White led Dallas to 3 consecutive conference championship games, but each time the Cowboys were sent home on the short end of the score. Even as Danny and his teammates kept knocking at the door, another Cowboy named White made sure the defense continued to play at a championship level. During his 14 seasons in Dallas, Randy White was voted to 9 Pro Bowls with a brand of play that seemed almost inhuman.
We call Randy White manster around here, and that's, you know what a manster is, just half man, half monster. And he's the strongest man on the team, and he's a super competitor. I mean, the guy has only one speed, and it's top speed.
Randy White is a player that plays every play, whether the game is 70-0 in your favor or 70-0 against you.
Although he mastered Landry's complex schemes, it was when he followed his own instincts that Randy was at his best.
As the game progresses, you fall into a pattern and you see certain things that you'll be able to do. My attitude was defeat the guy in front of me and get the guy with the ball. I really didn't preoccupy myself with little intricacies of playing the flex defense.
His most incredible play may have come on a 50-yard gain by an opponent. From back of the pack, the hulking defensive tackle caught an eagle wide out from behind to save a touchdown. However, the best open field moves of the early 80s came courtesy of running back Tony Dorsett.
First down, 10, pitch out. Dorsett coming left. He's out to the 30. Breaks to the right, 35, 40. Still on his feet. At the 50, one more block. He might go. A 75-yard touchdown run for Tony Dorsett.
He's a better north-south runner than he is east-west runner. He has great feel and recognition when he heads into the line as an inside runner. But you don't think about him being an inside runner because he only weighs 190 pounds.
I'm a runner that you, your grandmother, or someone else could probably enjoy watching because there's something exciting that's possible to happen at any time on the field. I get a ball, my eyes, they light up like silver dollars. And I'm just looking at everything, and I do see a lot out there. Running a football is instinctive. It's all creative, it's all impromptu, and things are happening very, very quick. And my vision helped me, I think, survive for 9 years in the NFL.
Those God-given skills also helped the eventual Hall of Famer achieve the longest run in league history, an L record that can never be broken.
Goal line defense for the Vikings. A handoff, Dorsett up the middle. Here he goes. Cuts to his right. Going all the way. To the 30. To the 40. He's got 2 men to beat. To the 40. To the 30. To the 20. To the 10. To 5. Touchdown! Unbelievable! Tony Dorsett is in the record books. 99 yards.
Dorsett retired as the team's all-time leading rusher and the second-ranked ground gainer in NFL history. The Cowboys were still a shining star in the NFL skies at the beginning of the 1983 season. On opening night before a national television audience, they paid back the Redskins for their conference championship loss the year before, coming from 20 points behind to pull out the victory at RFK Stadium. With the Doomsday defense still at its deadliest and Danny White firing touchdowns everywhere, the Cowboys cruised to a dozen wins and another playoff berth. But Dallas lost in the opening round against the Rams, with Danny White taking most of the shots on the field and all of them from the crowd.
But I can remember for that next offseason and feeling like the fans felt that I had let the team down. And there seemed to be a growing sentiment toward, Gary Hogeboom was the backup at the time, and then in '84, Coach Landry called me in and said that he felt that it was in my best interest and the team best interest long term that he start Gary.
There was a poll in the Dallas paper that some of the players said they'd like to see Gary Hogeboom in the game. It led to a decision that Tom Landry should not have made. And here's a guy that quarterbacked 3 NFC championship games. That was the beginning of, I think, the deterioration with the Dallas Cowboys.
The team failed to make the playoffs in 1984, then suffered a quick exit the following year in what would be their last postseason appearance until the 90s. But even as Dallas struggled through the rest of the decade, they could always depend on cornerback Everson Walls. A Dallas native raised just a few miles from Texas Stadium, Walls made the team as a free agent, then set the franchise record with 11 interceptions in a season.
Young in heart, but not in spirit, because I'm out there trying every play just like anyone else. And I think my statistics are proving that, I can be as good as any professional ball player out there.
Walls was voted to 4 Pro Bowls during the 80s and retired as the second leading pass interceptor in team history. Despite his best efforts, the Cowboys stumbled in 1986 to their first losing record in 20 years. There was one bright spot that season, however, the arrival of former Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, who didn't take long to make an impact.
And White with a handoff, Walker, left tackle breaking the 45, midfield, one man to beat. Herschel Walker to the 20, Herschel Walker to the 10, Herschel Walker, touchdown, Cowboys win in overtime, 60 yards for Herschel Walker.
You have just seen the future of the Cowboys, and the future looks a whole lot better with that one, doesn't it?
He just has a great uniqueness of power that makes him exceptional. Herschel is a new breed, and he's the one now that we're counting on really to rebuild our team.
I can run as fastest guy in the NFL. I think I'm as strong as some of the strongest backs in the NFL. I think a lot of defensive backs don't know what I'm going to do. Whether, to really buckle up because Herschel's going to run me over, or to, try to get ready to catch him because I'm going to try to go around you.
Walker led Dallas in rushing over the next 2 years, but it wasn't nearly enough to prevent the Cowboys' slide into the division basement. In 1988, Dallas slumped to a 3-13 record, their fewest wins since the team's very first season. Changes would have to be made, and one of the first was the departure of the only coach the Cowboys had ever had. After 29 years, Tom Landry was gone from the team, but not forgotten in their hearts.
He was just a special man. I don't know I'll ever come across anybody that handled himself in a way that he did and wanted less of the limelight.
He's all you want to believe in a human being, someone that gave a heck of a lot more than he took out of life.
Landry built an expansion team into the NFL's model franchise. The man in the fedora had always been the symbol of the Cowboys. Now he rode off into the sunset, marking the end of a golden era. On February 25th, 1989, the Dallas Cowboys were bought by an Arkansas oil man named Jerry Jones.
I used to have a sign in my office, and it was two buzzards sitting on a limb. And one buzzard was looked over at the other buzzard and said, "Patience my ass, I'm gonna kill something."
That very same day, Jones hired his college roommate, Jimmy Johnson, to coach the team. Their job was to restore pride into the NFL's most storied franchise. Johnson left the University of Miami with a national championship and a keen eye for talent. But in Dallas, there was little talent to be found, except for Herschel Walker. In 1988, Walker had rushed for over 1,500 yards. 5 games into Johnson's first season, he was traded.
I don't think that anybody could ever imagine what it ended up being for the franchise. When the trade first was made public, everybody thought that we were trading Herschel Walker, our only Pro Bowl player, for half a dozen players that were somewhat either mediocre or whose career was about over with the Vikings. They really didn't anticipate us getting all the draft picks that we got after we finalized the trade.
But the deal would not pay off for some time, and in 1989, a circus act was on display as the Cowboys victimized themselves, playing a laughable brand of football.
It was extremely difficult, and I think there was a very small nucleus of players that really continued to play throughout that whole season and then go into 90, and it was a very frustrating year.
Despite all the losses, Johnson never compromised his passion for the way he felt football should be played.
I'll never forget, I said, "Jimmy, you've just gone 1-15. I said, "Obviously you're a tremendously confident person, but you have to have a few questions about yourself and your ability to do this after last year." And he looked me in the eye and he said, "I have no doubt in my mind that we'll win here, and we'll win big. Write it down."
Dallas selects Emmitt Smith, running back from Florida.
The first dividend of the Walker trade arrived in 1990, and it wasn't long before this Cowboy showed the flash of a franchise running back.
Draw play, Smith up the middle, bounces at the 10, to the 5, cut to the right, cut to the left. Oh, no! Emmitt Smith. Oh, yeah.
Smith's development, coupled with the emergence of quarterback Troy Aikman and wide receiver Michael Irvin, marked the formation of one of the most prolific trios in NFL history.
Let's go, let's go!
The following season, the experts set modest goals for the Cowboys, but Jimmy Johnson had other plans.
Romping, stomping, raring to go.
If you went through the year virtually injury-free and did not make the playoffs, would that be a crushing blow?
It won't happen. We'll be in the playoffs.
Brash predictions can be simple when you have Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin to fall back on.
Facing a blitz. He stands, he throws it right. Irvin crossing pass. Michael, 45, 40, 30 to the 20. A man to beat. Woodson will get him at the 10. Irvin breaks free. Is it Michael Irvin or Michelangelo? Hand off Smith. And left tackle pops out to the 30. A block from right. Gets him to the 40. Breaking right for the 45. Holy cow, what a great play. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith. 75 yards. Thank you very much. I don't believe the run.
Where there was Irvin, there was always Emmitt Smith, and they became the first players from the same team to lead the NFL in rushing and receiving yards in the same season. But the goal of the season was to make the playoffs. To accomplish this, Dallas would need a win against the Eagles, who had previously bullied the Cowboys in 5 straight defeats.
They are making mincemeat of the Dallas offensive line.
But even bullies know that you can't beat what you can't catch.
A cut right at the 40, still going at midfield. Calvin Martin has brought this one all the way for a Dallas touchdown.
And that sends everybody at the Fed home, and it's going to send the Dallas Cowboys to the playoffs.
A preseason prediction had become reality. The prophecy was fulfilled.
After that game, we just said, hey, we could play with anybody. We really can't play with anybody.
Hey, when you ever go after a big gorilla, you don't ever hit him lightly. You hit him with everything you got. Yeah! What's that, Cowboy? What's that, Cowboys? We here, baby. We here.
In their first playoff game in 6 years, the young Cowboys won a defensive struggle with the Bears.
4th down and short. Toss right, Neil Anderson at the 5. He's stopped at the 4. And the Cowboys now just kill the last minute 4, and they go home.
A week later, the Cowboys would lose in Detroit. But in just 2 years, they had improved from 1 win to 12. They were now among the NFL's best. Only one goal remained: to win it all. At the start of the '92 season, it was clear that the balance of power in the NFC East had shifted.
Green, 95! Hut, hut!
Smash mouth football had been replaced by speed football.
Deep ball for Harper to the end zone. Is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys!
America's team.
America's team was also the NFL's quickest team, with playmakers on both sides of the ball.
Brilliance by Michael Irvin. Brilliant. Trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut. Gets it. Oh, he's still going. He's going to score. He's got the 5, and he's got the NFL rushing championship for the 2nd year in a row.
With the league's best running back, aggressive special teams, and the NFL's #1 defense, the 13-3 Cowboys were poised for the final stages of their championship run.
Showtime, you know what I mean?
In the playoffs, the Cowboys' one-time nemesis was nothing more than a pushover, as Dallas pounded out a convincing victory.
Irvin motion left, Aikman draw to Smith. Coming left with room to 20. Got a block from Irvin, the 10-yard line. A block from Harper. Touchdown,
At Candlestick Park, the Cowboys faced the team most considered to be the best in football. Late in the game, a beheading of an old king allowed a new one to claim the throne. That's when the Cowboys' glorious past met its glorious present.
And the Cowboys come out for the biggest drive in probably 12 years.
Aikman is going to throw. Deep slant. Caught. 35. Harper's breaking away. Harper's got midfield. Harper's got the 30. Harper's got the 20. Harper's got the 10-yard line. Wow.
Aikman, a straight drop. Good protection. Over the middle. It's caught by Kelvin Martin at the 2. Touchdown. Touchdown, Cowboys.
This team's going to Pasadena.
NFC champions, folks.
From 1-15 in '89 to the Super Bowl 4 years. That's unbelievable.
Everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Super Bowl 27 marked the first time in 14 years that Dallas had played on pro football's biggest Sunday.
It's big, man. It is big. It's awfully bright out here. Oh, yeah. A lot of damn people, huh?
But it's in the spotlight where playmakers shine, like Michael Irvin, who exhibited his center stage talent in breathtaking fashion.
Throws it right to the goal line. Irvin jumping, catching the 3. Diving, touchdown. Oh, what a play. Oh, what a throw, what a catch, and what a play.
The Bills were struck by a Dallas stampede that forced 9 turnovers and scored 2 defensive touchdowns. Troy Aikman, the game's most valuable player, threw 4 scoring passes as the Cowboys completed one of the most remarkable turnarounds in NFL history.
Jimmy Johnson's taken his team from the absolute worst to the absolute best
I figured as hard as we worked for that, why take it off just for a football game?
Repeat might be the scariest word for a football team. But to make matters worse, the Cowboys were missing holdout Emmitt Smith for the first 2 weeks of the '93 season.
We lost our first 2 ball games. We didn't have Emmitt signed. It really was a highly emotional thing. I think this team will always be remembered by taking on those challenges and how they responded in the games afterwards.
How you doing? Sorry, got in the season a little bit late. But I think we can put this thing together and go on and win it all.
On his way to a 3rd straight rushing title, Emmitt Smith was the major reason the Cowboys contended for a 2nd straight Super Bowl.
Smith coming right first down, 25 to 30, a lot of room at the 40, chased at the 40 of the Giants, and hauled down at the 35, and Smith is down. Emmitt Smith is down.
After separating his shoulder, Smith returned and showed everyone why he was the NFL's most valuable player.
They'll never forget the day Emmitt Smith ran 32 times for 170 yards and caught 10 balls for 62 and did most of it with one arm.
That, to me, was the defining moment of Emmitt Smith. The toughness, the competitiveness, the ability to just will himself to give us a chance to win, and we kicked the field goal in that game to give us home field advantage.
We will win the ball game, and you can put it in 3-inch headlines.
Johnson's bold prediction was just what the Cowboys needed to ensure another trip to the Super Bowl.
I felt like that our team was a little bit uptight. I felt like our team needed something to get a spark against a great San Francisco team, and so I made a very bold statement.
Dallas is going to win the NFC Championship again.
Jimmy said we would win the game, didn't we?
Hey, 3-inch bold letters. Now, I've been doing a lot of talking. If you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Hey, thanks to you guys, y'all did the walking, all right?
So here we are again, same time next year. The Dallas Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills, and this time in Super Bowl 28 at the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta. Big play. Aikman draw to Smith. Tackles but breaks away to the 10. Oh, what a run by the league's MVP. Touchdown, Emmitt Smith.
Smith rushed for 132 yards and 2 touchdowns as Dallas won its 2nd straight World Championship.
2 in a row. How sweet it is.
Back to back, baby. Back, baby. Cowboys back to back in the half. Yeah.
After becoming only the 4th head coach in NFL history to win back-to-back Super Bowls, Jimmy Johnson dropped a bombshell.
We have mutually decided that I would no longer be the head football coach with the Dallas Cowboys.
His replacement was Barry Switzer, who inherited a roster fully stocked with playmakers.
Play action fake. Throws it in the end zone for Johnston. Diving. What a catch by Johnston. Pete back to throw. Looking. Throws it in the end zone. Up in the air. Tip. Caught. Touchdown. Down the sideline to the 20. An inside move to the 10. He broke away. He scored. He scored. Backs are split. He's back to throw. Pump. Throws it right. Intercepted at the 5-yard line. It's Woodson to the 20. Up the left sideline to the 30. Woodson to the 40. Woodson might score. Woodson's going 95 yards. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Another 12-win season advanced the Cowboys to another NFC Championship game. But in the mud of Candlestick, the Cowboys were flattened by a 49er onslaught. And while they may have lost the game, they never lost their will, for they knew they'd be back to fight again.
Let's go, team. Let's go, baby.
On opening night, Emmitt Smith's first carry was a prelude to a special season, which saw him rush for a record 25 touchdowns.
His first carry of the year, 60 yards. What I do? Make plays. Nothing but make plays, baby.
The playmaker was a troublemaker for opponents, breaking his own Cowboy record with over 1,600 receiving yards.
Who do you think it is? Michael Irvin.
Quarterbacks were primed for the taking behind the furious pass rush of Charles Haley. But in prime time, no one upstaged the flamboyant Deion Sanders.
Far pump fake on 2nd and 4. Now wings it out to the left. Intercepted by Deion Sanders. He may score. 25, 20, 15. High step dance to the goal line. Touchdown Cowboys.
For the 4th year in a row, the Cowboys advanced to the NFC Championship game.
Touchdown, Michael Irvin. Jack left, ISO left.
The 15 to the 10. He'll score. Emmitt Smith dances to the end zone.
And Dallas, your team is about to return to a Super Bowl. Congratulations. We're going again. Going again.
For the ultimate big game, the Cowboys called upon their trio of superstars: Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman.
Wide open. Jay Novacek. Touchdown.
You know what you got to do, Big.
But it was a relative unknown who stole the game's MVP award.
In the flat. Picked up by the Cowboys. Come on, Larry. Larry Brown may score. At the 30, 20, 10. Out of bounds. At the 6-yard line.
The victory over the Steelers resulted in a 3rd Super Bowl title in 4 years and a record-tying 5th Lombardi Trophy overall. But even more remarkable, the Dallas Cowboys had transcended their renowned past by accomplishing a new, almost unattainable achievement. Dallas entered the 1996 season in search of its 2nd back-to-back title of the decade.
Let's go ahead and play with a go ball. Let's go ahead and play with a do dash. Let's go ahead and hit, stick, and put it.
After capturing their 5th straight division crown, the Cowboys returned to the playoffs in championship form. With the home crowd behind them, Dallas dominated both sides of the ball.
Back to pass. Roll to the right. Johnson looks out. Back across the field. It's intercepted by the Cowboys.
The Cowboys' 40-point performance against Minnesota was their highest playoff scoring total at Texas Stadium. But dreams of a repeat championship were dashed the following week in a loss to Carolina. And after only 6 wins the following year, the Dallas organization welcomed new head coach Chan Gailey, whose leadership instilled a welcome work ethic.
To the left side, caught by Rocket, gets up and runs away. 20, a downfield block from Bill to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown! Rocket made that play.
Bottom line is, you found a way to win against a good football team. Now, I'm going to tell you, that's a way to come in here and fight. Did we play as good as we wanted to? No. But I'm going to tell you, what's deep down inside of you guys, I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. What's deep down inside of you, I wouldn't trade.
Gailey's inspirational guidance roused rookies and animated all pros.
Intercepted at the 30-yard line. Coming right, it's Sanders to midfield. Sanders to the 30. He starts the high step at the 25, and he puts the maraschino cherry on a Sunday of an evening with a 70-yard interception return for a touchdown. His 2nd score of the night.
In his 2 seasons as coach, Gailey turned Texas Stadium into an opponent's house of pain with 13 home wins.
Tight end in motion. Handoff, Smith and right guard standing up. And the record. And the lead.
In 1998, Dallas became the first team to go 8-0 in the NFC East. Even so, they failed to win a playoff game. And in Week 5 the following year, they suffered an even greater loss.
Oh, there's a Cowboy down. I couldn't see what the deal was, but
Michael Irvin hasn't gotten up yet. Uh-oh, that looks bad.
It's hard to say goodbye. And it's not hard to say goodbye to the game. I'll say goodbye to playing football. But it's hard saying goodbye to playing football here. It's America's team, America's fans.
A year later, Troy Aikman hung up his silver helmet, marking the end of the second golden era in club history. In 2000, Dave Campo became Dallas's fifth head coach.
Come on, D, let's be sharp now. Be sharp all the time.
And the former defensive coordinator turned to veterans Dexter Coakley and Darren Woodson for their big play ability.
The defense will make a play. Touchdown, Dexter Coakley.
Both became Pro Bowlers, and Woodson matured into the Cowboys' all-time leading tackler. But despite stellar performances by these defensive leaders, Dallas managed just 5 wins in each of the next 2 seasons, deflating any hopes of returning to the playoffs. But the Dallas Cowboys still commanded America's attention, and on the reality TV show Hard Knocks, viewers were given an inside look at an NFL training camp. For 6 weeks, every move was documented, every practice recorded, every prank immortalized. All while the Cowboys were just doing their job.
I think the time clock really is just a mental image of coming to work with a goal in mind. And that goal is to get yourself better or make the team better.
With all the hard work, the Cowboys still found ways to beat the grind.
Hey, I gotta leave it up there, dog. It's classic. That's the best big head joke I've heard all my life.
Leave that there, LA.
This shit means something. It's real.
Over the course of training camp, a team becomes a closely knit family. And one of the toughest things to deal with is seeing a teammate go down with an injury.
He cracked it again. Yes, Mr. Lucas. Yeah, today, just a second ago. We're right here in the training room, and he's right here with me, so you can talk to him. But I just wanted to tell you just how sorry we are, and I just will tell you we have never had, in the whole 14 years I've been with the Cowboys, we've never had anybody as loved and well thought of as Anthony.
Hey, Mama. Dad, what's up? Yes, Mom, I think it was the exact same thing. I'll just call y'all back after the x-ray, man. Mom, it's just not for me, man. His shorts off. It's just not meant for me. Yeah, it's just not meant for me.
While Campo's third season was no better than his first 2, first-year safety Roy Williams did emerge as the team's newest star. As an all-rookie selection, the hard-hitting Williams led the team in interceptions, returning 2 for scores.
Werfel throws it out underneath. Tip intercepted by Roy Williams to the goal line. Touchdown.
The high point of the 2002 season was Emmitt Smith's quest for football glory.
Trying to be strong, trying to hold my emotions and all, but I just can't help it. That's how much he meant to me. And that's how much it's gonna mean to me when I break it.
In Week 8, after 13 years of running, the whole world watched as Emmitt Smith rushed past the NFL's most sacred record.
Smith at left guard, 35, 40-yard line, right on the mark. That should do it. The torch is passed. Long live the king. Emmitt Smith has eclipsed Walter Payton as the NFL's all-time rushing leader, and somewhere sweetness is smiling.
This is something that I think you deserve as well as myself. And I'm glad and I was very thrilled to have the opportunity to do it right here in Texas Stadium where God can look down on us this day.
"2003 marked a new direction and a new leader in Dallas.
I want to introduce Bill Parcells, the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'd like to thank Jerry for the opportunity to return to the National Football League.
A two-time Super Bowl champion, Parcells brought his winning formula to Dallas.
Come on, we're going to practice this afternoon now, boys. Don't test my patience this afternoon. I can tell. I can already tell. I can already tell. Give me another quarterback in there. Let's go. Tell you what, we ain't going to have a bad practice this afternoon. We're not having it. I promise you. You're going to be tired of me. Oh, you're going to be tired of me.
Parcells clearly made it known there was a new sheriff in town.
See what I'm saying? Come on, start taking control of what's going on around here. Sit. Screens. That's it. Go. Score. That's good running there now. There you go. That's it. That's the way to compete. There you go. You guys can rush if you want to. And now, fellas, we're going to keep working here. We got work to do. It's obvious. Any of you should see it.
The 2003 regular season began as a homecoming for Bill Parcells. The Cowboys' first road game was at Giants Stadium, where Parcells had coached for 14 seasons. But this was a business trip, and for Bill Parcells, business means winning. The Cowboys had the look of a Bill Parcells team. Their defense was fast, physical, and opportunistic.
And Collins back 5 steps and sets and stands and looks and throws it over the middle, intercepted by Singleton at the 40, right to the 30. And Al Singleton, the former Buccaneer, said, "Let me show you how we did it in Florida."
A Monday night TV audience saw the Cowboys reborn. The disappointment of 3 straight losing seasons gave way to dogged determination as the Cowboys took the Giants to overtime. They won the game on a record-tying 7th field goal by Billy Cundiff.
Going to hold, snap is high, kick is away, the kick is good, the Cowboys win in overtime. Welcome home, Tuna.
In Week 4, they would be tested by an old friend. The NFL's all-time leading rusher Emmitt Smith was back at Texas Stadium, but now he was wearing Cardinals red. He carried the ball just 6 times and finished with -1 yard.
Hand off Smith. Oh, boom! Holy cow, Ecubon drilled him backwards along with Roy Williams, who blitzed and got him first.
That is a shot heard around the world. Wow.
It was the end of one era and the beginning of another.
And on first down, a handoff to Hambrick, pitch back to Carter, flea flicker, there's Galloway. He's all alone, but he's throwing down the post to Glenn. He caught it at the 5, walking in, touchdown Cowboys.
It had been a while, but the Cowboys once again had the look of a winner. Bill Parcells brought to Dallas some veteran players he knew to provide leadership and production. Players like number 20 fullback Richie Anderson and wide receiver Terry Glenn, number 83. The Cowboys put together a 5-game winning streak, their longest winning streak in a decade.
Akers approaches the football. He kicks it and tries an onside kick. It's an onside kick to start the game. The Cowboys recover at the 35. Randall Williams running to the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas.
When they met the Carolina Panthers in Week 12, the Cowboys were 7-3 and once again a contender in the NFC.
Sellout crowd on hand here at Texas Stadium in a big game for both teams. We'll see who wins it today.
A win would ensure the Cowboys of at least a 500 finish for the first time since 1999.
Blitz is on, DeLone rush, hit, the ball comes flying up in the air. Roy Williams intercepted at the 40. It's a handoff to Anderson, who options left to Kaysen at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, and he cuts in behind the blocked outfield. Touchdown, Cowboys.
This was by far the best win. I'm just proud of them. Okay, you're not going to be able to call them losers anymore. We might not be winners, but we're not losers anymore. One more, and then you have to call us winners at least.
After back-to-back losses to Miami and Philadelphia, the Cowboys traveled to Washington, needing a victory to keep their playoff hopes alive.
And Carter back and sets and throws a middle screen to Anderson. Trying to slip up the middle. He does. Right to the 10. Anderson to the goal line. Touchdown, Cowboys.
The Cowboys dominated their division rival, handing the Redskins their first home shutout defeat in a decade. Rookie Terrence Newman led the way, tying a team record with 3 interceptions in one game.
Intercepted by Newman, his third. It's a hat trick for Newman.
The following week, the Cowboys returned home with a chance to clinch a playoff berth with a win over the New York Giants.
3-step drop by Carter. Back now, rolls right, throws down the middle. He's got Witten all alone at the 4, and Jason Witten walks in for a 36-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are going back to the playoffs.
In just one season, the Cowboys had gone from the bottom of the NFC East to a wild card berth in the playoffs. They returned to the postseason stage against the Carolina Panthers.
Well, you like football? This is it tonight, boy. You like football? You didn't forget what it's like, did you?
Hey, this is back. This is where we need to be, right here.
That's right. Start fast, somebody. 1, 2, 3, start fast.
The Cowboys helped Bill Parcells make history as the first NFL head coach to lead 4 different franchises to the postseason.
Come on, here we go, boys. Let's go. That's the way to go, fellas. Attaboy, there you go.
The Cowboys played hard, but fell short against a Carolina team that would go on to play in Super Bowl 38. Still, the 2003 season was a huge step on the road back for the Cowboys and their fans.
They obviously did some great things this year. Been fun to have a Cowboys team in the playoffs again, and we have big expectations for next year.
In 2004, Bill Parcells turned the quarterback job over to 41-year-old Vinny Testaverde. The following year, Parcells went with Drew Bledsoe, who once guided the Patriots to a Super Bowl. Bledsoe led the Cowboys to 10 wins in 2005. In 2006, it was Tony Romo who emerged as the quarterback and new leader of America's team.
We're the Dallas Cowboys! Let's act like the Dallas Cowboys today! One team! 1, 2, 3!
Romo's spontaneous style combined air-it-out deep balls with breathtaking escapability.
High snap over his head. Romo runs it down at the 25 and kicks it. Picks it up and runs left. At the 20, Romo trying to pull a McNabb. Gets away from one man. Left to the 40. To the 50. First down. Out of bounds at the 45 for St. Hood. That one puts him in the hearts and minds of Cowboys fans forever.
On Thanksgiving, Romo gave a national TV audience a taste of the future, tying a team record for touchdown passes in a game.
5 touchdown passes for Hall of Famer Tony Romo.
2006 also shed light on another new star in Dallas.
You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Take it to him on the first drive. Yeah, no doubt. Go to work, 81! Go to work, 81!
The signing of Terrell Owens brought the Cowboys their most explosive wide receiver since Michael Irvin. Against Houston, Owens' 3 touchdowns helped the Cowboys belt the Texans, and Dallas regained its grip on the Texas Governor's Cup.
For Owens in the end zone. Oh, a great catch. He came back inside the defender. Hey! And Owens has 3 of them.
I appreciate y'all tuning in to the second half. It's a T.O. show right now.
That was Terrell Owens, T.O.
That's T.O.
Yeah. Here we go.
With the Romo to T.O. connection, the Cowboys' offense was feasting on opponents.
Let's go, D! Let's go, D!
defense kept pace with the offense as DeMarcus Ware became one of the most feared pass rushers and defensive playmakers in the NFL.
Sack, fumble, Ware pulls it out of the air, running to the 40, gets away from Smith to the 30. Ware's going to score. DeMarcus Ware, a defensive score.
It was Ware and the Dallas defense who led the way to victory over the undefeated Colts, who would go on to win Super Bowl 41. The Cowboys finished the 2006 season at 9-7, earning a wild card spot in the playoffs. But the postseason flight was short-lived.
Okay, kids, here it is. Very simple in the playoffs. Seattle leads 21-20. A field goal wins the game for Dallas. The ball will be spotted by Romo at the 9. What a nail-biter.
Romo's going to run it in. He's hit. He's not down. He doesn't get there. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
The Cowboys did not kick the field goal, and their season's going to end. This is an unbelievably heartbreaking loss. I've never seen an ending to a game like that.
The 2007 season began with the Cowboys naming Wade Phillips the 7th head coach in franchise history. As one of the preseason NFC favorites, the Cowboys had lofty goals for 2007.
Well, we got high hopes.
They opened the season against the New York Giants in front of a Sunday night TV audience. The Cowboys' offense went over, around, and through New York to produce the highest-scoring contest ever in their 90-game history with the Giants.
Still going 5, dives to the pylon, touchdown! Marion Barber, what a run!
Dallas set their sights on the playoffs, and Marion Barber set the tone for a Pro Bowl season. Part man, part beast, part scoring machine. Barber ascended as one of the most punishing and productive backs in the NFL.
Marion Barber took over that drive like a guy that used to wear 22.
Keep pounding, keep pounding!
Averaging almost 5 yards a carry in 2006 and 2007, few backs proved harder to wrangle than number 24.
And on 1st and 20, they run Barber on the left side, and that thing's collapsed. Give it up, Marion. Look out. Oh, he's in the end zone. He's still running around. He's running right to left. Get out of the end zone. He does to the 5, to the 10. Unbelievable. Oh, my.
On the Monday night main stage, Dallas went to Buffalo, aiming for its first 5-0 start in almost 25 years. But a series of miscues made a win look unthinkable.
You can't make more mistakes than a kickoff return for 104 yards, 5 interceptions, and lose a fumble.
But Dallas rebounded. With 20 seconds left in the game, the Cowboys were just a 2-point conversion away from tying the score.
Throwing fade, Owens caught it, dropped it, incomplete in the left corner of the end zone. The Bills are going to win, so now the only hope is an onside kick. And Folk's kick is helmeted forward across. Oh, Dallas got it! Dallas got it at the 48-yard line.
A 53-yard field goal from rookie Pro Bowler Nick Folk with 2 seconds remaining completed the miracle.
Good! The kick is good! The most impossible win I have seen in 30 years.
6 weeks later, a familiar foe hoped to spoil the Cowboys' magical season.
It's Cowboy way, baby. 8-1 trying to make it 9-1. Redskins, got to love it, baby.
Dallas scalped the Skins as Terrell Owens tied a Cowboys record for touchdowns in a single game.
Broke a tackle. Here he goes to the 10. Start pouring the mold for the statue.
4 touchdowns today.
T.O.'s 4 TDs also moved him into 3rd place among the NFL's all-time career touchdown reception leaders.
Stay on. I want to be the best. I know you are.
With a franchise record 13 Pro Bowlers, the Cowboys delivered the most exciting football that Dallas fans had seen since the dynasty. They rewrote the team record books as Tony Romo set new highs for pass completions and yards in the season. His 36 TD passes shattered Danny White's mark of 29, and T.O. set a new record with 15 touchdown catches.
Our resident superstar.
Hey, man. Hey, this straight team effort, man. Everybody made key plays.
Jason Witten made his share of key plays, setting club records for tight ends with 96 catches and 1,145 yards. Witten's toughness was immeasurable, but undeniable.
Deep middle Witten lost his helmet, keeps running without a hat. 15 to the 10 to the 6.
Jason Witten had a collision with Quentin Michael. His helmet popped off, but he kept bouncing and moving downfield. A 53-yard reception.
I've always liked him, but now I like him more than ever.
The Cowboys needed Witten more than ever to wrap up the division against Detroit. He delivered with a career-best 15 catches for 138 yards.
The end zone, Jason Witten caught it for a touchdown. Dallas leading for the first time today with 18 seconds left. The Cowboys are about to put the NFC East in their pocket and fly home happy boys.
It takes a team. That's what it takes, and it takes belief. We have those two things, and now we have. All right. Hey, fellas, this is nice. Hey, this is nice, but we're playing for more than this. We're playing for more than this. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. NFC East.
For the second straight season, the Cowboys made the playoffs.
Oh, God. Wish I had a uniform.
Despite having one of the most talented teams in the league, they're still looking for a championship.
A season is down to one play. 16 seconds. Snap back. 4th down. Romo looking. Throwing into the end zone for Witten. It is intercepted at the post. This is a disappointment of absolutely colossal proportions. And the playoff drought will continue.
The Dallas Cowboys are synonymous with winning. As America's team, they've captured the heart of the nation. From heroes of the past to heroes of today, no NFL franchise has been more celebrated.
Here we go, Cowboys!
Connecting all the Cowboys legends through its lineage stands a single blue star. It's a Texas tradition that transcends generations and unites fans across the country, each with their own favorite memory.
America's team.
The players, the coaches, the championships. The Dallas Cowboys. America's team. Forever.